Hello, my name is Gabriella, and welcome to this juicy, loosey, full body yoga flow. I'm so happy you're here, so let's get started. We're going to start by getting into our breath, so place a hand on your belly and the other hand on your chest. I'm going to introduce to you the three-part breath. So on our inhale, you're going to start with the belly, then the chest, and exhale from the chest first, the ribs, the belly. Inhale from the belly, the ribs, the chest, and exhale the chest, ribs, and belly. I want you to continue this at your own rate and notice the subtle changes in your body, your mind. Notice how it softens your body and makes you feel more relaxed. Go ahead, take one more deep breath in and slowly release the hands. Place them down on your lap. Just bring awareness to the subtle changes in your mind, your body. On our next breath in, we're going to lift our hands up overhead and interlace our hands behind the head and crouch our elbows towards our shins. Inhale, lift and expand the chest up, press the elbows away, and exhale to round down, tuck the belly button in, and start to feel this little warm up in the spine, activating the synovial fluid, lubricating the joints. And see if you can be slow. See if you can feel the momentum of your spine, each vertebrae, like a domino effect. Go ahead and lift yourself back up. Then we're going to open our hands wide to a T and kind of reach from side to side as if someone's pulling your hands from one side to another. Keep stretching those hands. And then the right hand is going to place next to our right hip. And the left hand is going to come up and overhead, reaching towards the right side. Feeling a nice stretch on the right side of the body. If you notice your left knee coming up, you want to relax the left knee. Maybe you've gone too far. So just ease up. The left hand is going to come behind the head, and we're going to take rotational twists. So the left elbow comes to the right knee. And then open yourself back up like a book, pressing the elbow back towards the wall behind you and back down, moving the spine in a completely new direction. Go ahead, take about 2 more rotations, moving smoothly. And then on your last one, go ahead, straighten that left hand, reaching over towards the right. Feel the stretch, feel it maybe a little bit deeper. And then go ahead, rise back up towards center. And open your hands to that T position and slowly sway from side to side as if someone's pulling your arms again. Feeling that good stretch in the spine, the shoulders, maybe the biceps. Then the left hand is going to come down towards the left side and reach that right hand up and over towards the left. Your gaze can be up or down towards your left hand. Right hand comes behind the head, bend the elbow, and go ahead, take those small rotations, bringing your elbow across the body to the knee. You can keep your eyes open or closed, but really see if you can get into your body, into the spine, really expand yourself, but find the balance between effort and effortless. So there shouldn't be any strain, but you should feel movement and space coming back into the body. Go ahead, take two more, going at your own pace, following your breath, and then lift yourself back up. Release the right hand. Take that stretch as if we were coming back into that rainbow, and lift yourself back up. And hands can come back down. Good. So now we're going to get onto our backs or onto our hips. We're going to come into a reverse table. So bring your feet hip width apart. Your hands come behind, fingers face towards your feet. And then press to the base of your palms. Press into your heels. Press your heart space forward. And then if you feel a stretch there, you can stay. Or go ahead and squeeze the glutes and lift the hips up. You should feel a good stretch on your forearms, your shoulders. We don't want to sink into the shoulders, so really push them away. Your head can tilt back, or if that's too much, you can tuck the chin. Just make sure that your belly is flat, your knees are in line with your shoulders, and your hips are not sinking down. Good. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, slowly come back down. Your hands can remain this way, or you can flip them so the fingers face the opposite way. And we're just going to slightly bend the knees from one side to another. If you want to widen your stance, you can always bring your feet mat distance apart. Making sure that we're pressing our chest up so we're not rounding and collapsing through the back. We want to make our presence known. Our heart is erect. Starting to warm up the hip sockets, bringing that synovial fluid. If you feel a juicy spot, you can go ahead and hold, but I encourage you to move slowly. Move softly and see if you can feel the connection between the joint, the tendons, connective tissue. So I'm just going to rotate forward, continue doing the same thing, but we're going to come more into a mobility. So if you want to bring your torso up, your hands can come onto your knees. You can stay there, or if you want a deeper stretch, you can lean over your front leg and slowly rise back up. And if you want more mobility, you can squeeze your hips and lift your hips off like you're about to get up, but remaining on your feet and your shins. There's a few different options. It really depends on the mobility of your hips. So learn your body, understand where your body's at, and do what's good for you. If you are lifting your hips off the mat, then I encourage you to lift through the pelvic floor muscles. So it's kind of like you're going in through cold water. The shoulders are relaxed down. We don't want them to be close up towards the ears. And slowly you're going to rotate your knees towards the opposite direction. You can lean over that front leg. You can just stay in a upright position. Feel the stretch wherever you feel it. And if you don't feel it, maybe your hips are pretty open. Maybe you widen the distance of your legs. Maybe you narrow the distance between your legs. This is the opportunity for you to explore your body and what your body is truly craving. If you want to start to incorporate some movement, you can do some cat-cows, or you can go ahead, cross your arms and lift your hips off the mat and coming back down. Do whichever mobility feels essential for you. Maybe you notice one side is a little bit stronger or a little bit weaker than the other. The beauty is that we're finding awareness of the body so we can reestablish harmony. Wherever you're at, go ahead, take one more round. for a cycle of breath. And then slowly you can bring your hands behind you and gently lift your knees back up. And we're going to come into a diamond pose. So the soles of the feet are going to come together. The knees are going to flutter open. Now, take your pick if your feet want to be further away from your hips or if they want to be closer. But our hands are going to come underneath our calves, kind of using it as leverage. And we're going to do some cat-cows. So you're going to lean back, tuck the chin, round the back, and inhale, pull yourself forward, arch the back, lift the gaze up. And the movement might be small. The movement might be just the intentions of it. But we're rocking the pelvis forward and backwards. And we're feeling the ripple effect going all the way up the spine, all the way up to the neck. This is great to open up the hips and also the back. Maybe you even feel a stretch in the shoulders. Now we're going to come into a passive stretch. So bring your hands out in front by your feet. Your palms can face up to make it more passive. And just allow your body to roll over, the weight of your torso to lean in between your legs. So that might not feel or look like much, but remember, it's not about what the pose looks like. It's about how it feels. So go ahead, take a few more deep breaths. Feel your breath in your back body. Slowly, like a rag doll, you can stack each vertebrae until your shoulders come over your hips. And then extend your legs all the way out in front of you. We're going to come into a forward fold. So you can keep a micro bend within the knees. You can place a cushion underneath your knees. Lift your hands up overhead. Bring the belly button in towards the back. And then reach your arms forward. We want to keep the biceps by the ears, so we're not rounding the upper back, but we're really reaching through our heart space area. And then when we feel the stretch, that's when we can start to round the upper body. We want to make sure that we're not rounding from the lower back, but we're hinging from the hips. So maybe you're just reaching your shins. Maybe you're reaching your knees, your ankles. Don't force your body into a pose that's going to activate the nervous system to feel uncomfortable, to feel stress in the body. Allow your body to invite you to go deeper. Find your breath. Slowly, like a rag doll, roll yourself back up. And then we're going to come onto our backs, whichever way that feels comfortable for you. Our knees are going to be bent. Maybe keep them hip width apart. Relax the shoulders. Allow the spine to adjust itself. And then we're slowly going to rock our knees from one side to another. And I encourage you to start small here. Don't bring your knees all the way over towards the ground until it feels ready. This is massaging the lower back, massaging the pelvic floor muscles. And we're going to come into a happy baby. So bring your knees in towards your chest, widen your knees towards your elbows. Hands are going to come inside of the legs and reach for the outside of the feet. You can grab your ankles if that feels good. Then see if you can press the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling while maintaining a flat back. And then you can rock from one side to another. And again, these are all options. This might feel really deep for you just being in one position, but we want to make sure our lower back is not rounding off the mat, but we can essentially press our lower back into the mat, maintaining our head connected to the mat. Our shoulders are relaxed. If you need any props like a pillow or a blanket, please support your body. Maybe you make small movements from one side to another. Slowly, you can come back up towards center. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly bring your feet back down towards the mat. Move in gently. Allow the spine to neutralize itself. We're going to cross the left leg over the right so the knees are stacking. It's kind of like you're crossing your legs, curtsying. You can stay here or you can bring your knees in towards your chest. Your hands can wrap around your knees, your feet, your ankles. It really depends on the stretch that feels good for your body. And remember to relax the shoulders, relax the head, and feel the stretch on the outside of the hips. We just opened up the hips for an external rotation, so now we're getting into an internal rotation. So I always like to counterbalance the moves. Breathe in from the belly and invite softness. And slowly release the legs back down and cross the legs. And take a moment to just bring awareness to the difference that you feel in the hips. Let the spine settle in. And slowly the right leg can cross over the left. You can stay here, or you can go ahead, draw your knees in towards your chest, grabbing the ankles, the knees, whatever feels good for this side. Maybe you take observation of the nuances and the new little sensations that you're feeling in your hips, and how even though it's the same pose, you feel a drastic difference. Or maybe you don't feel much of a difference at all. That's okay too. Relax the mind. And slowly you can release your legs back down, uncross the legs. And slowly you can rock them from side to side if that feels good. Or you can extend your legs all the way out in front of you, coming into final resting pose, Shavasana. Palms can face up or down. Relax the shoulders. Maybe you roll them down and back. Relax the tongue. Relax the jaw. And allow the body to integrate the new space created. To integrate the softness in the body. And the power of stillness. Take one more deep breath in from the nose. And you can remain here as long as you like. You can wait until I guide you out, or you can go ahead and carry on with your day. Go ahead, take a deep breath in from the nose and exhale out. Start to make some movements with the hands, the ankles. Maybe you take a deep stretch. Maybe you want to roll over into a fetal position on either side. Be very gentle as you awaken the body. Take a moment, take a breath. And then keeping your eyes closed, gently bring yourself up to come into a cross-legged seated position the way that we first started. Take a moment to observe the nuances, the subtle changes in the mind, the body, your expansiveness. Maybe you feel juicy and loosey. May you carry this peace with you for the rest of the day. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. May you stand in your light and cherish it. Malama Pono. I'll see you next time. If you like this, please subscribe and like and follow for more. And I will see you next time.